Hey guys, Daniel here. Today we're back for another episode of Me Insider. What we're going to be doing today is showing you everything that our phones go through before they make it to you. Let's take a look at Xiaomi Labs. We test our products from top to bottom. Today we're going to deep dive on exactly how we do this in our Xiaomi laboratories. To give us a little bit more information, helping with this is going to be Cici. Cici?
Hello everyone, I'm Cici. It is my great honor to be your host today.
Perfect. Let's head to the labs.
Okay, let's go.
So this is the lab that I'm most familiar with actually. This is where we test color accuracy and focus.
Yes, plus image quality.
And how is that testing done?
Actually, you can notice nobody here. So the coolest part of it is it doesn't require an on-site engineer to operate the test.
Perfect. And how is the information shared with our engineers around the world?
All the testing results will be saved and shared by cloud drive, where all Xiaomi Camera Lab engineers have access to ensure the collaboration across multiple regions.
That's good, because we have camera R&D labs absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, Daniel, do you notice it can switch the lens and charts automatically, right? We have achieved the wireless transmission, which means it not only increased the efficiency dramatically, but also reduced the human errors.
It seems like the best way to be testing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, let's move on from camera. Let's check out something new.
Okay. Super quiet, right?
Yeah, but that's actually perfect because we're going to be talking about audio.
Yeah.
So since last year, we've been really focused on making more immersive audio experiences. And this is where we do that. Can you explain a little bit more?
Yes, this lab is full of the wedge observer, which can absorb the sound wave and prevent it from reflecting and interfering the test. When the test starts, we should press the button and then make it close to the model. As you can see, there is a head model. So when the phone is extremely close to the model, it simulates the gesture of phone calls, right? So actually there is artificial mouth in the mouth. And then the artificial mouth will send a sound wave, and the smartphone will receive the signal from it and then transfer the data to the computer to be analyzed.
It's amazing. So even for something as simple as what you can hear, we're putting in multi-steps and incredible hardware.
Yes.
Let's move on.
Okay.
So this is our durability lab. Maybe you can tell them a little bit about what we do here.
Okay, this job test lab is designed to test the product strength and material properties. We have multiple tests including tumbling barrel test, guided job test, and stable job test. If we have to test 10 phones, for example, turbo they won't pass. But actually, the standard of the job test is not quantitative but descriptive. We have to evaluate the degree of the wear.
Okay, that sounds great. Rather than talking about it, how about we just show them? So I've actually got a phone here.
Wow.
Let's try it out.
Now I will test. Let me look. Looks good. Check it, Daniel.
It's looking all right still.
Yeah.
Perfect. So now I think we can move on to the tumble test.
As for the tumbling barrel test, it is used to determine the survivability of smartphones under random free-fall conditions to simulate users' everyday usage. And to predict the performance and durability of the smartphone, we have to test it until we find any weak parts of it. And the result will assist our development team in terms of the product design. As for the stable job test, the purpose of it is to evaluate the sensitivity of components to ensure the frontal and direct impact. So actually this test is conducted by dropping the ball to a specific area, for example, to test the display, the camera lens, and so on.
So the steel ball test involves dropping a steel ball. That's a very good name for a good test. Okay, cool.
Guess what this lab is for?
Probably displays.
Yes, you're correct. It's mainly for testing the color performance of the display, like color temperature, brightness adjustment, viewing angle, and so on, under different lighting environment.
That's important to get a natural experience from your display.
Yes, but actually this is to ensure we provide the best viewing experience on our smartphones.
Displays are something we've really been focusing on in the past few years.
Absolutely.
So. It's loud in here.
Yeah, I know. Actually, this is for the battery testing. As you can see, all the battery will be tested and will go through very extreme test process. And to make sure every battery up to the security standard.
So I'm guessing for those extreme tests, that's what these big boxes are for, right?
Yeah, the super box is providing the extreme temperature from -40 degree to 85 degree. So I will open one of them to feel the temperature.
Okay, let's open it. This is actually
It's
pretty cool.
freezing.
This is kind of nice. I like this. And they're testing batteries on the top shelf there. It's great.
I can't bear it.
Let's try this one. Take a look. This
So
is.
hot.
I'm not a big fan of this.
Yeah.
We're gonna put this back. So this is where we do our second round of battery testing.
Yes, as I mentioned before, actually besides the extreme temperature, we also test the battery durability and performance under very extreme physical pressures, like crashing and short circuit test.
Okay, that's amazing. So that just makes sure that when you're charging really, really quickly, everything is very safe, right?
Yes, absolutely. All the battery tests, including the ones for performance and durability, all require multiple rounds of testing. The safety must be assured while balancing the optimum charging speed.
So you mentioned charging speeds, because Mi 11 Ultra actually has 67 watt wired and wireless
Yeah.
charging. How does this?
When charging and discharging, the battery is under higher current rate. In order to ensure the security during the tests, we impose the highest standards and test these units strictly.
That's actually very good to hear. That's reassuring.
Yeah.
So it's safe. Cool. Right on. Let's move on.
Okay.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
So this is definitely different. Can you tell everybody watching what's going on here?
This is our OTA Lab,
OTA means.
over the air lab.
And what do they do here?
It's used to test the transmitting and receiving performance of smartphone antenna.
Can you tell me what these crosses here are?
As you can see, we have in total of white crosses. These are measurement antennas, and we have in total of 23 measurement antennas to send and receive the signal. Also, we have a base station simulator outside, which can simulate different signals such as 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G, as well as the GPS signals. Also, to ensure the optimal connection in all of our phones in different situations. For example, when the person is holding the phone to his or her ears, or them holding in their hands.
So no matter what you do, you're never holding it wrong.
Yeah, correct.
Cool, cool, cool. And what about the final results?
Finally, by offering strong signal transmission in smartphones, the result from these tests could also be used as insights for carriers to optimize the base station's layout throughout their network, lowering the cost in building network infrastructure.
This is definitely one of my favorite labs, but we've got a lot of other cool stuff to show them today.
Yeah.
So let's get going.
Let's go.
So now we're here at the Qualcomm joint laboratories.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about what we're going to be testing?
Actually, the first part is Version Network Test Lab, and the main purpose of this is to make sure all of our phones can support the stable local network connections. And as you can see, there are in total of 108 virtual base stations, and they are used to simulate the local networks of over 20 operators worldwide. And also covering more than 20 bands and supporting pre-testing and troubleshooting for clear phone calls and fast network.
So we can make sure that our phones are stable in countries without actually being in those countries. That's great.
Yes.
Can we test it?
Of course. I can call you now.
So this phone's calling from Germany.
Yes, plus Fortnite. Actually, now we are connected on a simulated European network.
We're doing a long distance phone call from a really short distance. That's cool. Now, this is one of the most exciting things at Xiaomi. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on here?
This is only fully equipped millimeter wave testing system in mainland China. And this enables us to develop our software and hardware devices also from the initial stage of 5G development to the future rollout of these millimeter wave devices. As you can see, the throughput here is 3 gigabits per second. So the equipment by all means is top of the line and it's very forward-looking. It can increase the 5G development efficiency dramatically, but also can allow us to bring the 5G products to mass quickly.
That's extremely important in a time when 5G is growing faster and faster. That's great to know. So this is a very interesting room. Can you tell us what's going on here?
This is Electromagnetic Compatibility Lab. Or you can see the black and gray material. They are absorbing tapers, which can absorb the electromagnetic wave and prevent it reflecting to interfere the test.
Can you tell me what these two things are here? I think they're antennas.
Oh, yes, they are measurement antennas. The right one is for the test below 3G. The left one is for the test above 3G. Also, we can support double antenna test, so it can increase the efficiency dramatically.
Understand. Now, what's this white board here?
This is specially designed 3D turntable designed by Xiaomi. This is where the phone is placed. Permittivity of it is 1.1. The permittivity of air is 1. So it means it's extremely close to the air. So you can ignore the existence of this.
Cool.
Yeah, generally speaking, it will have little impact on the test.
So a very sterile, controlled environment. That's
Yes.
good. Perfect. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Okay, if you will follow me. So Daniel, finally we will get the readout, as you can see here.
Can you tell me what these red and blue lines mean now?
The first line represents the international standard, and the blue line refers to our actual testing readout. As you can see, it's well below the first line, right? But don't get me wrong, lower is better, lower is stricter.
So this will be the maximum limit. This means we're fully within this, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, seems like we passed. Let's move on to the next test.
Okay, let's go.
So this is the SAR lab.
Yeah.
Can you tell them what SAR is?
SAR is specific absorption rate.
And what does that test for?
This lab is used to test the amount of radiation absorbed by human body in per unit time mass.
And there's two different ways that we do that, right?
Yeah, it consists of two parts. The first part is CSAR 3D test system. The other one is DASY test system. Let me show you the first one.
Perfect. So this is the CSAR 3D section.
Yeah.
Can you explain what our two little yellow friends are about?
Okay, CSAR 3D test system is made up of two head model and one body model. Guess what is black box for?
For me to guess, it simulates human body composition.
Yes, you're correct. This box contains human body tissue simulating liquid and hundreds of sensors. So when this test starts, we will put the phone on the model and use the black bracket to hold it. And then the sensors will pick up the radiation spots and then transfer the information to the computer. And this data will be analyzed by software.
Cool.
Do you remember the second one?
So the second one is right over there.
Yes.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
So that was CSAR 3D. Can you explain a little bit about what each of these are?
This is DASY test system. It's made up of 6-axis mechanical manipulator, probe, human body tissue simulating liquid, and a phone holder under the liquid.
What makes this different from the 3D SAR testing?
As I mentioned before, there are hundreds of sensors, so it can scan and pick up the radiation spots very quickly and comprehensively. But compared with that, there is one probe. It scans very slowly, but we can get the very accurate and more detailed information from it.
So this is more fine-tuned. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about what standards this adheres to?
Okay, there are several standards of this test, including CE and FCC. CE is 2 watt per kilogram. FCC is 1.6 watt per kilogram. And our external standard is more strict than international standard.
That's good, so we're all safe from a SAR perspective. Okay, let's move on to the next test.
Okay, let's go. Look, there's so many from here.
Yeah, I agree it's a lot, but it's still one of my favorite places to come at Xiaomi.
Yeah.
This is where we test for software and hardware compatibility issues, make sure everything's going to run seamlessly all the time. Can you introduce a little bit more about what they're doing?
Yes, this is our stability test lab, and it is where we put and test our products system crashes like freezing screen and so on. Whenever we develop a new smartphone model, we have to put them through this test. All the mainstream apps on marketed will be tested in here for the compatibility and on our devices. Also, for each model, we put at least a batch of 200 smartphones here to test. And to pass, we have to make sure there are less than 4 problems that occur among the batch.
How do we get the phones on the top?
Yeah, it's too high to put the phones. Actually, this is a smart shelf, so which can be rotated for the adjustment and replacement.
That's awesome.
Yeah, as you can see, it can move automatically.
That's actually really, really
Maybe
cool.
in the future, we need no people here.
So that wraps things up for today. We visited nearly a dozen different laboratories, and we've shown you all the effort that we put into making sure you have a seamless experience when you unbox your smartphone. First off, I'd like to thank Cece for your time.
My pleasure.
And next, I'd like to say goodbye to everybody watching. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.